It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll see the dynamic Justin Fields. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Steelers and the Commanders, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Right to the air is Daniels. Zacchaeus here hauling it in. And he gets the 35 before he's out of bounds. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Nice pickup, 10 yards and a first down on the keeper. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he doesn't waste any time on wrapping another dimension to his game, showing off those wheels and picking up some nice yardage.
9 yards on the first down keeper, and it's 2nd and 1. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Throwing now is Daniels. They'll find Osborne here. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
Put some points on the scoreboard! See points at the end of this drive!
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Alex Highsmith has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Now that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game, because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. Now Daniels. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Out of the gun, Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. Here's 3rd and 6. Here's Fields. And that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
On is the punter, Johnston now, as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Daniels looking to throw. Complete to Zacchaeus. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Robinson will try to pick it up. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. This is taken at the 18. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And they will take over 1st and 10. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year. But you think this game, their toughest test yet?
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
Here's Freiermuth again. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. 3rd and 3. So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week and takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%, and I feel like I'm being generous with that number.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They begin the drive with Robinson. And he'll get this to the 32. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. To the air goes Daniels. Robinson's got it. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. To throw is Fields. It's Wilson. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. From the 25, here's a 2nd and 7. From the gun, here's Fields. This one finds Wilson downfield. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
That connection seemed to work out okay on the first play of the drive. Why not go right back to it? And once again, this defense is left without an answer as they surrender back-to-back 1st downs.
Back to throw, Fields. Flushed out right. Dances by him. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a 1st. An option handoff to Spiller. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around. Now it's Fields. Completes it to Austin. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. We're scoreless after one. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Fields. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Dorrance Armstrong just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Straight ahead, it's Spiller. Only 3 yards on the pickup. They'll be left staring at a 3rd and 14. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Escaping the pressure right. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing 3rd down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone after that effort he just gave him.
Spiller is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Again, it's Spiller. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Isaiah Spiller with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. They were able to push him backwards on 1st down, but this time he forces his way in.
I wonder if he went back to the huddle and said, guys, just a little bit more help, and I can get it done on this one. Maybe even overruled the play call from the sideline, just feeling like he had that opportunity, and he wanted to cash it in.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
A give left side to Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. And this offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 16. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. The Steelers' offense and quarterback Justin Fields heading back out there. And he continues to show off his ability to run the football when the opportunity is right. He is the NFL leader in rushing yards from the QB position. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
Right back to Spiller on second down. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. Here now, 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it with Spiller. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Now Fields. And a completion to Wilson. Only able to gain a couple there, and that will bring up second down. Option play, here's Spiller. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Now, during that run, an injury here. We've got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. A shotgun snap, Fields. A short one there to Fryermuth. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
On 1st and 10 is Spiller. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Jeremy Chin there defensively.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Fields now to throw. And he finds Austin complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. They go back to the ground with Spiller. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Here's Fields. Setting up the screen, here's Spiller. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Boswell's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
To throw is Daniels. And this is going to be incomplete. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line.
Now this offense and Isaiah Spiller head back out.
He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down. Back to throw. Fields. Oh, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be fourth down.
Well, they came up with points in their first two possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their third drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line.
Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. They're certainly in need of some kind of points here before the end of the half. A field goal or something. Being shut out right now, they could really use some momentum before they head into halftime.
Here's Daniels. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 30. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. Seibert's kick is good. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Gonna look deep for Wilson. Wide open, complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
Boswell for the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3.
So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you, too, in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Lamar Jackson leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. A touchdown run there for Ramondre Stevenson. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they trail the visiting Bills in that ball game at halftime. Mac Hollins, a touchdown catch in that first half. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the third quarter. Throwing to start the drive. Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. Out of the gun, a give to Spiller. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. On third down, it's Spiller. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. First possession of the second half now for Washington. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 7. Looking to throw. Daniels got a man. It's De'Ami Brown, complete. First target, first catch, and a first down. Back to throw. Daniels. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. He's got his man. That's Ertz downfield. And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14. Big yardage that time for Washington. 42 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. Now 2nd and 9.
Again, it's Robinson. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Throwing now is Daniels.
Eluding the pressure, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
T.J. Watt drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down.
This rookie was already being tested as he tries to lead a comeback here in the second half. Now he's got to get some momentum back after that sack and a big loss.
So on 4th down, Austin Seibert on to try the Washington field goal.
He hit his first, this one from 38.
Seibert able to knock this one through.
And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out.
They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this 3rd quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little.
Right back to Spiller on 2nd down.
Spiller trying to get loose. He lost the football.
And this is going to be a Steelers 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room.
To try again after the sack. Fields.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
Operating from the gun. Fields.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 41-yard line.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it, and they pick up another 1st down there.
An option handoff to Spiller.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Getting to the ball that time was Jeremy Chin.
But they're certainly not. Run duties as well as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
And boy, this burgundy and gold defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. This is caught inside the 15. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
They'll run here with Spiller.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Isaiah Spiller
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays.
And it was Isaiah Spiller capping things off with a touchdown run.
Well, now how about this return?
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Throwing to start the drive, Fields.
That's caught. He gets it out to Austin.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Three quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Back now at Commanders Field.
It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4.
From the gun, a run by Spiller.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
64 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
You can really tell right now both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage.
They keep it on the ground with Spiller.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Option play. Here's Spiller.
And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Dorrance Armstrong able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15.
Here's Fields. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. They run behind center with Spiller.
And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Washington offense set to take over again. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now Daniels.
Zacchaeus here hauling it in. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
The rookie from LSU leading this offense well. A good throw there leads to a first down. Daniels looking to throw.
Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Samson Abukum able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told.
And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Alex Highsmith picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Daniels going to throw for it.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first.
And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position.
The Steelers offense and Isaiah Spiller set to go once more. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. Here's a handoff to Spiller.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. How about Jonathan Allen there pushing upfield to make the stop behind the line? So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Fields going to keep it running right. Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down.
On the handoff, Spiller.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Holding offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Still first down.
Oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
Right back to Spiller on second down.
And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line.
78 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. 3rd and 12.
Again on the ground, again it's Spiller. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Washington offense back out there. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
Here is 3rd and 5. To the air goes Daniels.
And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Now a hit and a loose football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. Got a man. It's Brown. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Pittsburgh, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they will head back home next week.
Meanwhile, for the Commanders,
they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.